whoa, Fallout 76 is going to be 95 gigabytes on release? That's insane! And also likely not totally true, and in this video, hopefully I'll explain why. Over the past 24 hours, the story of Fallout 76's 54 gigabyte day one patch has gotten a lot of attraction. A lot of people are happy about this, and a lot of other people are unhappy about this. But with that, I'm actually seeing a lot of confusion or a lack of understanding as to how this actually works and how Bethesda patches work on their games. So no, Fallout 76 probably won't be 95 gigabytes, but you will probably have to download 95 gigabytes. So basically what's going on here is Bethesda uses this very inefficient method of patching. When they update certain files within an archive, you have to re-download that entire archive. I talked about this a few days ago with the 45 gigabyte update we just got for Fallout 76, or 30 or 40 gigabytes, however big that update was. Even though you downloaded 45 gigabytes of new stuff, you don't actually have 45 gigabytes of new content. If you look at your Fallout 4 install right now, it's not going to be 47 plus 45 gigabytes, it's just going to be around 50. So in essence, what's actually going on with this day one patch is you're re-downloading massive chunks of the game. I wouldn't be surprised out of that 54 gigabytes if 70 to 80% is stuff you technically already have on your computer. That's a totally arbitrary guess. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but hey, it makes sense, right? So time will tell how Bethesda actually handles this, but it's going to feel pretty crappy if you can't preload this patch, if it truly is a day one patch that is only downloadable on release day. It's frustrating because you need the space for the patch in addition to the base game if you preload it. So you'll need 95 gigabytes of hard drive space free because, well, you have to have the game installed and then you also have to be downloading this new patch. Even though in the end, it's not going to equal 95 gigabytes because the overlapping files will just be replaced. What I think I'm actually going to do is just wait until the patch comes out to download the game, because then you're not going to have to download 95 gigabytes of files, but rather just the game itself, because the files you're downloading will be the patched ones. To be clear, the release version of this game likely will be larger. We also do have the entire Atomic Shop coming, so I'm sure some new stuff with that and texture files will be included. So the 47 gigabyte file size of the beta will probably go up to at least 54 gigabytes because that's the size of this day one patch, and more likely it'll actually be a little bit higher than that, but not 95. Outside of that, there's some more just kind of in general Bethesda news. If you guys remember back to the E3 conference from Bethesda, there was like an interview just every couple of days or even several in a single day that revealed new information about Fallout 76 and occasionally Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6. Well, it seems like one such interview that didn't get a ton of attention then and is getting a ton of attention now suggests that the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield are going to be on Creation Engine. Creation Engine is the engine Bethesda has used for many of their past games, basically all of them if you actually count some of the updates, but specifically Fallout 4, Skyrim, and Fallout 76 were all made with Creation Engine. Along the way, they certainly have made some improvements. We got like the settlement system in Fallout 4 that wasn't in Skyrim. Even beyond that, they mentioned specifically in this interview, the engine for Fallout 76 got a new renderer, a new lighting system, and even a new system for generating landscape. And then they go on to say for Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6, there'll be additional changes to this same engine, but they're sticking with it. Their justification being that modders know it really well, Bethesda knows it really well, so it allows easy production of additional content. So to a lot of you, this might seem like, alright, yeah, whatever. But the Creation Engine is definitely not perfect. You guys probably heard about this FPS being tied to your move speed, and thus you could only have 63 FPS in Fallout 76. That's a byproduct of this engine. It was present in Fallout 4 also, and does this mean we'll also see it in Starfield? Hopefully not, but then again, going from Fallout 4 to Fallout 76, a lot of the same issues were carried over. At the end of the day, there's pros and cons to using the same engine over again. I don't really want to get into those right now. I guess it really doesn't matter. It seems like their decision is made. The reason I wanted to bring this up though was it seemed like the community consensus was largely that Starfield will probably be on a new engine, even though it seems like now that isn't going to be the case. We do know from past interviews though, it'll likely have some improvements. Todd Howard has mentioned how the next game will have a pretty substantial improvement on animations. And we've even seen some good stuff in that area for Fallout 76. And then one other thing I want to touch on, a couple of days ago, Bethesda made a bit of an announcement of things they have on their radar, things they plan on fixing. I made a full video covering this, and in that statement, it made it seem like a lot of the things they recognized the community took issue with, they weren't super eager about implementing. One such one being push-to-talk. While with even more backlash from the community, it seems like they've actually revised their initial statement to now say that push-to-talk is definitely coming to Fallout 76 and in the near future. In addition, they set the FOV to a much more reasonable number now by default, so if you play through Fallout 76, you should have just noticed a change to your FOV. They seemingly still aren't going to be allowing an in-game way to modify it, but I guess this is a step in the right direction. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. A little bit of a shorter one, but I just wanted to cut to the chase. Some miscellaneous news around Fallout and Bethesda. As always, again, though, I do thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.